Hello, happy Tuesday. I got so much random stuff in my hair. Shout out to Divya. She gave us some crumble cookies. I think when I tried it, the carrot cake frosting went in my hair. So, yum. Karthik got his ACL surgery today. So, he's outside gaming and his mom sitting next to him. And I've just been in this creative mood recently. I've been painting, I've been coloring, I've been doing everything that I like to do, honestly. I remember seeing this quote the other day, and it was like, I don't even know if it was a quote, it was some kind of video, and it was talking about how we need to do the things that we used to do when we were kids to make us happy again. And that resonated with me so much because obviously growing up, you know, being in high school, doing all the clubs, the activities, I feel like there were hobbies that I did for college or recognition. And then there was stuff that I did for fun. So yeah, I was just trying to think about what are some of the things that I used to do that I enjoyed, but it wasn't actually for external validation. And I realized that one of the things was actually creating things like videos and art. But I feel like we're in this culture or this part of our human evolution where anything you create doesn't feel like it's of value if there isn't a price tag latched onto it. So I've been trying to create more, not post about it if I don't want to, do things that I like and not feel like I need that external validation of posting. And this is just something that I have been struggling with. I don't know if other people are, but I have a feeling that I am not alone in this. So I was, again, in my creative outlet, creative zone today. We came back from the hospital, and while he was taking a nap, his mom and I were just drawing. And I really wanted to draw this picture of my mom. She just looks stunning in it. And I asked Gemini to kind of make it into a coloring book-esque thing. And yeah, I've been drawing. I've been coloring in the lines. And I just think it's so magical because don't really need to do anything about it. Can just gift it to my mom, keep it. It's just kind of something that I created. And then I decided I have wanted to bring back this podcast again. I don't really want to market it. I don't really want to do anything more. I just want to just talk and share my thoughts. And if anything does happen from it, hopefully it's just a reminder to myself in the future of something that I created and shared with myself in the future about what I'm feeling in the present. I asked AI, and I know that there are a lot of controversial things about AI, which honestly, this past weekend, I learned more about and want to be more intentional. But it feels like this dichotomy because at work, I feel like it's AI measurements. How are we automating things with AI? It's just a crazy dichotomy. So I need to sit with that for a bit and figure out my relationship with AI outside of work as well. But I asked AI to basically give me a prompt of a podcast topic to talk about and just to rant about because, again, I was feeling creative and to just talk about. So AI said to talk about why do we feel the need to show the world that we're happy? I was like, bro, what a fire question. This is something that I would ask my friends around the campfire or just post smoking a J, something like that. And it made me think, and I don't want it to be, and I don't want it to feel too scripted. But I want to think about it. Why do I feel like we need to show people that we're happy? And I want to take it from my own context and not what I think other people are going through, because like truly, yeah, like there might be people who are going through something similar or have the same X, Y, and Z as me, but I think I can only speak for myself. Jaw break. Okay, so why do I feel like I have to show people that I'm happy? I feel like it honestly all started back when, I think this is like a loaded question. It's a very loaded question. I think there is an element of society and what we think people will think of us, or how they perceive us, or even how we perceive ourselves, which I think is identity in a short form. But I think there's a layer on top of that too, of not only is it in a form of your identity, of how you kind of show people that you're happy, I think it also kind of has that stigmatization topic of not wanting to open up about your problems, because if you are too emotional or sad or upset, you're valued or viewed as weak in society. And at least in the South Asian diaspora and that culture growing up, I strongly felt that. Like when my dad was starting his own company, there was a lot of ups and downs. And I feel like in those downs, it wasn't as normalized to kind of open up about that to my friends, to my best friend, um, to their friends. It just wasn't normalized. So I think that's another factor of that. And then the last factor, I think, is social media. I think since the start of Snapchat and Instagram, while there are a lot of pros to that, I think there is a lot more cons that I can think about in this example. For instance, when I am sharing something with the world, I tend to not post things that don't kind of circulate around the feeling of happiness. I think if I were to post something about me crying or me being vulnerable about something, I instantly think like people are going to judge me. They're going to be like, why is this girl crying? She's so performative. She's just doing this for attention. I start going and jumping over the fence and thinking about how I'm being perceived. I also think that there's, to that point, I think social media feels the most relevant right now and the most in control, because yeah, we obviously, this new generation can, do its work. Like I can do my work right now to be more vocal about how I feel, which I think I have been. And I think that's a personal journey that everyone needs to go through. I think that's something that I've been evolving with. And also like, um, I mentioned the stigmatization. That's something that I'm working on too. Something I forgot to mention is like even growing up, right? Like when you're in middle school or high school, like your goal is to get into a good college. Like you're focused, you're determined on that. And how do you do that? You document all of the achievements that you've done, and you get rewarded by scholarships, good colleges that have good reputation. You get that aura of achievement. So I think since I was a younger kid, this built-in need of getting external validation to show my worth has always been just plastered on me. And I think that has kind of grown throughout the years. And that's why I've been trying to post less about things that I feel like I'm doing on my own or creating, but it's so hard for me because you can see how people are being treated. You see that, and I'm like, oh, well, if this person's posting so much and getting so much validation from people in social settings, maybe I should too. But then I start getting that dopamine rush, like, oh, how many likes do I have? How many people are responding to my stories? Like, if I post a painting that I made and it wasn't that good, I or I post a story and I got maybe like 5 likes compared to maybe a post I made before that had 20, I start thinking that my work sucks. And yeah, that's just the game. That's just the gist of it all. So yeah, I think the dopamine has a big effect. I think it feels like I've been dealing with this my whole life from, like I said, the South Asian stigma, the need to document and get external validation from everything for college, for grad school, to what? Get a job, get a 9 to 5 that you sit on your desk and you question your life's worth. But yeah, I think social media is a big component of why we feel like, or I feel like I need to show people that I'm happy, because if I'm not happy, that means I did something wrong. That means I actually did something wrong in my head. If I don't show people that I am living the best life, I am experiencing things, I am doing everything and anything in my power to not be in my room or in the shower crying, which I do, and show the world that I am climbing the corporate ladder and not showing them that I actually think about my purpose in life, in my career aspect every day. But no one knows that. No one needs to know that, right? But yeah, I just like, I'm thinking about a situation where maybe I made the post. Maybe I made this post. I wasn't successful yet. And I see a lot of influencers do that. Like now they are like going on brand trips and, getting a lot of followers. They're being able to be creators full time, which is amazing. Um, but I see that success story and then their journey from not being happy, the more unhappy post. But then there's always this light at the end of the tunnel. I don't feel like I've seen posts where there is no light under the tunnel, in the end of the tunnel. We don't know yet. We're just kind of going with the flow. We're embracing the ups and downs. And maybe that's something I have to embrace and figure out. And maybe after this, I'll make a post. I'll make a post and be honest. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Someone judges me, someone makes a perception of me. Girl, I can name like 40 different things people have said about me that are not true. People are going to talk, and I have to remind myself of that every single day. So, yeah, I do think that we need to, or our society has this fear of not being happy and showing the world that we're not. But honestly, our world doesn't even feel happy. I feel like everyone I talk to right now in the corporate world is questioning what they're even doing in the corporate world. We're constantly chasing, it feels like I'm chasing like a promotion or validation, or constantly questioning if I'm doing enough or if I'm smart enough. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting. It just also doesn't feel fulfilling. I feel like a lot of the work that I would love to do wouldn't let me travel. The cost of living is so, so high. Also, like going to work and seeing so many homeless people, just feeling like nobody cares about them. And it's really sad. It makes me sad how we treat animals. That's a whole nother video. But yeah, I just don't feel like anyone's really happy anymore. I feel like we're all wanting to be happy. We're chasing this, we're manifesting it. But I truly think being happy is a choice. And I feel like we're all trying to prove that we are versus deciding that we are. And again, this is just how I feel. And I should be using more I languages versus we, but that's just how I feel. I feel like it's like crazy because now I'm like 29 and I feel like I'm in more rooms where women talk about their bodies in a way that they want to change it. And again, disclaimer, I think anyone should be able to do whatever they want to their body. But it just makes me curious. It's like, why are we changing it? Is it because we're not happy with our body? Are we not happy with how our body looks compared to what society is and expects of us? And trust me, I am the literal biggest op to my body. So I'm struggling with this now, but I'm trying to learn too. So I'm trying to learn to be happy with my body. So yeah, I'm curious to see if anyone does watch this video, if they have any thoughts on why they think we feel the need to prove to the world that we're happy, even when we're not. And maybe I urge you to post with me, post something right now that feels more real and authentic to how you feel right now. Love you guys. I don't know what this was, but hopefully I'll catch you later.